What's good? It's your boy CJ Goodfellow. We back with the boxing clinic and more. Delivering some early morning grind. Back to, the regular grind. Had a couple days without it, but we here. And I'm going to link this article to the description. And James Degale says that he spoke to Al Haymon and asked to fight David Benavidez, and Al Haymon was already on it. He said that's the plan for 2018 for, James Degale. And, in the past, Al Haymon has took a lot of backlash, flack, whatever you want to call it, for not making a lot of in-house fights. He signed over like 200 fighters at a point in time when he first started PBC. High elite fighters, mid-level, lower-level fighters. And people remember, I think it was that 2014 year when Danny fought Ross Salka. I think it was 15 or something like that, 2015. Remember a lot of mismatches and him not putting the fights on the fans wanted, but it was about business and running out the contracts of those Golden Boy fighters so he can, basically manage them as promotional free agents. And now we see the growth where more in-house fights are starting to happen, and apparently he has his ducks in order and he has plans. Before Degale even asked for David Benavidez, he said that was the plan. And David Benavidez is going to fight Ronald at 3-0 Garville. Once again, I thought Ronald won the fight by 2 points because of that knockdown. I think David Benavidez got injured in the fight. I expect him to dominate in a rematch. I just thought he took his foot off the gas, but clearly he was the A side. It was for a vacant belt. He got denied. Degale is facing Caleb Truex, a journeyman who I think was a career middleweight. Now he's going down at 68. He fought at 68 before as well. You probably remember seeing him versus Danny Jacobs when Danny Jacobs was, kind of the stay busy trail. They was angry. The Ebankses was angry at Degale because he didn't, join the World Boxing Super Series tournament, but he had an injury. He said he'd been dealing with the injury since the Lucian Bute fight. It affected his performances in that fight, the Blue Jack fight, and and he's ready. He says he feels healthy. He has sparred well, and his shoulder's feeling good. And I always want to see the best fight the best. I look at James Degale as the #1 super middleweight. I understand people say, "Oh, he had a tough fight with Blue Jack." He said it was a shoulder, and I do believe him. And I seen him look better, especially the Lucian Bute fight. I seen him look a lot better. But just based on what he's done there, he's the #1 guy. He put himself in that position. But he might not be the #1 guy for that long if he's, facing a guy like Benavidez and perhaps the World Boxing Super Series tournament winner, and so on and so on. Super middleweight has changed drastically. The landscape is definitely one of the more deeper divisions. I'm trying to tell you. Some talk about Benavidez taking on Caleb Plant. I think he was a little bit too dangerous, and Caleb Plant got some more growth to do as a fighter, and as his popularity continues to grow and people find out about him. But this is a fight I take. I want to see. Want to make another great matchup for 2018. And James Degale spoke so highly of Al Haymon in this article. He gets a lot of flack. For a guy that doesn't make a statement, might make a cameo with Floyd Mayweather every now and again, and Berto. For a guy that nobody knows his true intentions as far as being negative and being derogative towards the sport of boxing. James Degale, I just hear fighters speak glowingly of him, from, Vernon Forrest. He spoke highly of him because he was his first fighter. Danny Jacobs said he stuck by his side while he had cancer, and it wasn't about boxing, it was about personal, anything he wanted to do. Antonio Tarver, he gave him money to bail him out when he had the little Vegas back pay, whatever he did in Vegas. And now James Degale, he says that, anytime I want to call Al Haymon, I'm paraphrasing here, I can call him, and he picks up the phone. He said he treated me with nothing but respect. I can call him on a regular basis and have convo with him. He says that he's compensating me very, very well. And, basically he's lucky and blessed to have Al Haymon in his life. And I think it was Aretha Franklin that told Vernon Forrest, according to Sam Watson, when Vernon Forrest was trying to run Al Haymon down and have him manage his boxing career out of the blue, that said it's a blessing to have Al Haymon in your life. I think it was Aretha Franklin that told Vernon Forrest that. And truly it was, because he beat Shane Mosley, and Haymon and Sam Watson was in the boxing game, and Sam Watson and Al Haymon both had ties to the sport of boxing. Al's brother was a fighter out of Cleveland. Al Haymon, who fought Sugar Ray Leonard. Sam Watson used to box a little bit. I seen him hitting the speed bag the other day. If you know who Sam Watson is, he's the guy that be with the two twins in the ring all the time. The older guy, those are his son. One was a former pro baseball player. Just some food for thought. We out.